Holy shit, I forgot that Corvus had butt wings.
Oh my god. Was it butt wings? Yeah, it was butt wings.
Butt
It was
wings.
butt wings.
What, it
Butt
was more
wings.
arms? There was a debate of if it was
Hashtag
arms or
butt wings.
We're not sure exactly what it is, but there definitely came out of the rear.
All we know is they're appendages of the anus.
They sprouted from his butt.
Anal
I'm glad we
appendages?
started
Was
with
it like
most
one
of our
from? Was it like
questions.
each cheek was a wing?
I
That's
don't
like
know.
no. But welcome back, everybody. Where last we left off, Corvus, Baron Corvus Noctifer, the Lord of the Wormhaven Estate here in Deepwell, was organizing a small get-together of the Barons of Deepwell. Powerful individuals who made up different portions of the city's trade, infrastructure, etc., that are responsible for the day-to-day functioning of Deepwell. Corvus, now assuming the title of the Worm, hosts a series of guests from the Mistress Redelia Morvaris, or Redelia Morvaris, the Hand, who unfortunately couldn't make it and thus was replaced by his son Dolus, the Bastion Lernal Magma Shield, a dwarf of renown, and the Butcher Thuglak Saltfoot, also referred to as the Meat Man, for his procurement of mostly salted and refined meats from the wilds, as well as slightly for their baked goods. But I digress.
DM,
Yes.
quick question. Does Thuglak have his name tattooed on his stomach?
No, but he does now.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I think it's more like above above the right above the
Yeah,
chest,
that-
like
It
kind
goes
of
under
that-
it goes under the collarbone.
Does it go? Yeah,
But
like
then-
under the collarbone. Yeah,
But Meat Man
is on the
is,
back.
like,
Meat Man's on.
No,
his
that's
shou-
on his abdomen, just
Oh.
above the pant line.
Hang on, I gotta type Meat
Hmm.
Man. He doesn't wear a shirt either, so it's like he's got.
You
Yeah.
named him that.
Listen, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Villainy.
Villainy. But after meeting with each of the barons, as they entered, having brief conversations, Art wheeling out some sort of drilling contraption that the Bastion Lernal was rather intrigued by. Both Finara and Orchid having a conversation with the mistress in regards to creating a temple to the Changebringer. And then finally, the arrival of Dolus, son of Nathaniel Hawthorne, the Hand, the organizer of the Mortal Hand, the organizer of the Mortal Hand. Dolus, after a brief interaction with Corvus, slap across the face, exits as quickly as he enters. And with that is where we picked up. Perrin having some of the last words with the individual, while the rest looked on and watched. For a moment, there's this eerie silence before Thuglak lets out this, just snort and snarl, and then starts shoving their face full of baked goods once more, and the festivities of the evening begin anew. The floor is all of yours. As the next steps forward, who you conversate with the remainder of the evening, and what alliances Corvus makes are in your hand.
So this is like shortly after I got slapped, and
This is like we're like minutes after you got slapped. Yes.
Corvus would need a few moments, so I believe Corvus would not like quite leave the hall, but would kind of like step away from the majority of the room just for a moment to like calm.
Okay. As you do, the small crowds and groupings of people kind of just make way for you as you do find your own little space. You do have your father's seat at the head of the chamber, if you wish to go there too.
Oh. Actually, it's an ornate seat and all that, right?
Yeah, it's like a nice, it's not quite a throne, but it's like one step below a throne. It's like the nice like velvet with like really, really ornate wooden kind of molding and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so it's wooden though. It's not like one of those like iron or like stone thrones that's been chiseled.
No, no, it is not an iron throne or a stone throne that would look to be like man-made or chiseled out of the material. No.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna engage with it, but it's this is important to know for 37 minutes from now.
I'm going to start a timer. But you go off into the corner. The rest of you see your friend moments after this intense situation. Redalia had excused herself of your conversation, Orchid and Finara, moving to talk with a number of the clerics and then the Bastion herself to discuss preparing your temple.
Should we go to Corvus? That was quite the scene. Or do you think we should give him space, Finn?
Think you're
Finn,
muted.
it's really quiet. It's really loud here. Could you like speak louder?
I'm sorry. You know, sometimes when things like that happen, you know, words just become more silent. But anyways, maybe we should give him a little bit of space, perhaps.
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably. You know him better than me.
I mean, to be fair, not that significantly longer, but eh.
Well, it seemed like you really did convince her quite quickly about the temple, that is.
Which I still I don't know quite how I was able to do that. I guess maybe it's just my charismatic personality. I don't know.
I mean, you're definitely very charismatic. For sure.
And then Finn just like automatically like does this like weird little like where she brings her hands up and then she tries to like, ooh, wasn't supposed to react that way.
If Finn will, the way I kind of picked, so this conversation is definitely happening, and I feel like if Finn like looks over Orchid's shoulder just a little bit, like Eden is in the background and is like doing this face of like, just like looking from behind, like.
And she's definitely making a face that's like, don't do it, Eden. Mm-mm. Eden. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I got distracted for a second. What were you saying?
I mean, I could definitely imagine. Anyone could be swayed by you. That just makes sense to me personally. Do you want something to drink?
Yeah, you know, I am significantly thirsty after conversating with the mistress. Yes, that'd be very nice. Very nice.
I'll go get whatever. And she just sort of wanders off mid sentence.
You wander off to go find drinks. You're able to procure some, but it'll take a minute or two. I mean, there are also servants that are walking around with trays of assortments of not only baked goods, but different sorts of drinks, from wines to ales, the kind of harder liquor that you had the night before. And you're able to scoop a couple up and bring them back to Finara.
Eden will have slowly been making her way, just like as a note, Eden will like slowly be making her way towards Finn, like trying to be nonchalant, but if like you're looking at Eden at all, it's obvious that Eden is purposely doing it, but like her idea of nonchalant is like looking up and just making her way.
What's the butterball doing?
So Arts, is Corvus around right now, or?
Corvus is still like within the hall. It's more so like taking time to, at this point, like any servants that are around, doing haphazard conversations and trying to ground, but still in the hall before you do anything too much.
Perfect. No, I was Art's just gonna, after having had the most recent exchange, gonna go ahead and make his way on over to Corvus.
So then you would be able to approach Corvus. Probably, I would presume at this point, just checking on making sure that food is being provided as need be, and drinks to keep the conversations going. It is a draw, so he's like,
yeah, you're playing host, but you're also trying to make sure that you're making the rounds. Yeah, 100%. The kitchen's well stocked and well prepared. It's been a while that they've had guests of this magnitude, but the larders are full. There are plenty of tankards, or plenty of casks of ale and bottles of wine and things of that nature to provide guests should they need something a little bit extra. As you are conversating, and you notice with your, again, amazingly high perception, Art is like right around the corner from you.
Corvus wouldn't acknowledge Art immediately, assuming that has no idea that Art's trying to talk to, so Corvus won't respond to Art approaching immediately.
Oh, there you are. Well, it seems that they seem to be pleased with my work. I know it was admittedly a bit of a rush job, but I hope that it I hope that it at least met your expectations.
Dear friend, I have no expectations of anything you do. I simply hope that you find the desire to continue your passions, to create, to manifest what your mind ponders.
Oh well, there's definitely many ponderings on a regular basis, but it was a breath of fresh air to just get the, well, it's been a while since I've last been encouraged to create, so thank you.
And I hope you continue to do so. Let nothing damper your desire to fulfill that urge of life.
Well, as long as I keep on being provided with materials and room to work, I can assure you I will keep doing so.
Of course, and I have not forgotten. I do believe I will aid you in reaching your destination. I know further north, your future guides you.
It would mean a lot if we could eventually make our way there.
It is on my list of things I must accomplish before finding the rest of my answers.
Well, I appreciate that. Just just wanted to check in.
Is there else on your mind?
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure that everything was good.
Yes. I believe all things are settling and good. Well, soon enough, at least. Please, enjoy the food. Continue, well, this night of festivity. I must continue my rounds. And like in a haphazardly turns and like slowly walks away.
Well, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
And does like a nod, but like without looking back. And is just trying to survey to see where the rest of the group currently are standing and what they're actively doing.
And Art's also gonna kind of, with that, sort of like do the little nervous thumb twiddle and look around trying to find a familiar face.
Perfect. As the two of you do that, I imagine, Eden, are you reconvening with Finara and Orchid, or are you just hiding out behind them and making faces?
Eden is slowly making her way towards them, like, again, trying to not draw attention, but totally accidentally drawing attention. Like, again, Eden's idea of being nonchalant is like the cartoony, like, do, like, it's very obvious, but slowly making her way up until they get like right by Finn. Then just in Finn's head, like, Finn will hear, "You are very blushing again. That's the only reason I know that you were talking about anything and did the thing." Like, this is all in Finn's head, and then Eden just looks at Finn like,
I forget. Is this something where she can respond back to Eden? I always forget.
Nope,
It's not, right?
I mean, you can certainly
not.
you could certainly
You
try.
could.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how many people
I
have
don't think-
connected that
yeah.
way with Eden.
So since that's not probably possible, she's just gonna kind of like still like stare kind of like wide-eyed in Eden's direction. And then she probably would be, still slightly blushing because of that comment. So she kind of is now at that greenish hue on her cheeks starts to get a little darker and then kind of like
Eden's just gonna
fades.
point.
I know.
I'll not tell you next time, so it doesn't.
Mm. And she's like trying to cover and like trying to
Just
like,
like
smooth out her.
And then
little scales.
that's when Orchid walks back with 2 drinks. And it was like, oh, I didn't get one for you, Eden. But Finn, do you
I will
want
never
the white
drink
wine
again.
or the red
I'll
wine?
never just keep that poison.
Oh wait,
Fell poison. And then
Which
Eden will kind of.
which one would you prefer?
Oh, I mean, I enjoy both under different circumstances. Maybe you should have the white because of yesterday. 'Cause that one is a
Alright.
little less.
So the red one is
alcohol,
poison.
right? What? What's
So the
poison?
red one is poison. Because I said this because of yesterday, the all wine is bad, and then I said it's because it's poison, and then you won't let her have the red one because you said that because of yesterday, so it's poison.
Well, technically, the other thing that we had wasn't. I wouldn't
Poison.
say that. Well, not exactly. It's just, it's not wine per se. It's a totally different
Poison.
drink. Well, if you have it in excess, yes, then it can be like poison to your body and your health.
Are you spitting on this
Not
very nice
actually.
floor?
Not like it's just
No.
like a.
Well, I think I
It's more of
seen
a
Eden
sound
make
than an
the.
actual. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Eden
Bella
usually.
used to do it.
Yeah, and she'll sometimes spit, and then flowers will pop up out of nowhere. So maybe she's just trying to decorate.
Wait, is that true?
It can happen that way. I can do. Do you want me to? It's like.
We probably shouldn't have random flowers pop. I would like to see that sometime, though. That's fascinating.
We'll do it to Corvus whenever he's being grouchy pants, and we'll like make them sprout from his butt like his wings.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really funny.
That would. That's hilarious.
Okay, do take one of these though.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'll take the white one. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
And
Handing
as
over
you,
to Perrin.
yeah, as you take the wine, we're going to pan over to the halfling bard, who has been rather quiet during these proceedings. I believe last time we spoke to Perrin was tuning his lute.
Yes, primarily waiting for everything to kind of be settled because he does not play until the entire audience has arrived, as would any proper bard. And then when he realized that the last person to show up showed up A, late, and then B, left, he is now kind of like miffed about the whole thing, because like he's just like, he was preparing for a whole performance and now he's in a situation where it's just like, did I get ready and wait for nothing? Could I have started playing earlier? Like, is this what is my life if not performing at the right time for the right in the right place for the right people? And now I have to. And he's just like discombobulated, just like strumming away, just like errantly, just not sure where his head is, but just strumming along, trying to find the groove and the beat and everything. And he's for the first time in a very, very long time, Perrin is not social. Perrin is stuck in his head, just listening to the strumming of his own chords, trying to find the song.
In these moments, you can see a number of things. You can see a little bit of the frustration that is plaguing him, but even in these moments, he's still able to bring a crowd around him, or a small gathering of folks around him, as you start watching people who came in with the butcher and number of gnolls come in and sit down at the tables around him where he's seated. Redalia herself walks over and kind of still stands on the edge of the crowd, kind of watching and listening intently, head tilted over to one side, watching as the halfling.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. And there's like this pregnant pause that he's just holds that moment, and he looks up and says, "Oh, my apologies, everyone. I have not given you your attention that you so rightly deserved. My name is Perrin Hopesinger, and I am here to entertain all of you and to make sure that you leave here with a song in your hearts, and you remember that singing and song are what gives the fruit of life. Is there anyone here who feels that they have lacked a song in their soul for any reason whatsoever?" And he just kind of looks among the crowd, waiting for the twitch of anyone to kind of like catch that moment of being like spoken to by someone who is like clearly commanding a room.
There's a moment in this, again, another pregnant pause after this, as people are watching and almost waiting for somebody to step up before Redalia herself steps up and says, it has been many moons since we've had a bard of your talents in our temple. Please come here. And I'd like bring her up to like that raised section where Corvus would normally eat, or well, the head of the Wormhaven house would eat, because the table is not there. There's only a raised section, because why would we have a place for them to eat if we were going to sit with them and eat?
Perrin takes her up to the raised area. He takes a chair with him, or takes a chair after. He leaves her up there and then puts the chair behind her. Milady, if you would please take a very comfortable seat here on this chair.
And as she walks up and follows your direction, it's almost as she glides across the floor for but a moment. And you can feel or hear the tapping of the heels that she's wearing on the stonework. She walks up, takes your hand for a moment, and sits as you direct.
Thank you, milady. Everyone, while this song is for all of you, he is then going to what many people would know as posting. He puts his hand on the knee of the woman in the chair and literally pops himself up onto her lap, and then looks her dead in the eye and says, "This song is truly for you. Somebody once told me the world is gonna ruin me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed." She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb with the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming, but they're back to the rules, so I hit the ground running. It didn't make sense just to live for fun. Yeah, your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't go. So hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, set the show on, get paid. Cause all that glitters is gold, and only shooting stars break the mold. And that's you. And he puts his hand that he's just strumming with underneath her chin and says, "You are a shooting star, my dear."
And as you do, and you look into her eyes, there's a flicker for a moment. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Pew! Ooh.
Yes, sing that song to the sexy vampire lady.
Well, unconfirmed.
Which
Allegedly.
one of the
Allegedly.
Which one of the Umbral Oculus dice do I get to have betray me in this situation? Let's see.
Or tell the story as it needs to be told.
It's a 7.
It's a 7? Okay, cool. Well, we'll talk later.
Actually,
Oh.
I'm going to use one of the 2 inspiration I've been holding on to.
Oh, shit. I forgot about those.
And
Do it.
still a 7.
They just know the story.
I mean,
They
you
know
can.
the
You can.
story.
Hang on. If you want to double down, you could use the last one. Technically.
I thought you could. Oh, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, they're in. These are inspiration that aren't the. These are DM
are ones that-
inspiration. These are
Yeah,
DM
these are the ones
inspiration.
that Logan
Yeah.
gave me.
So you
Now
can.
he's got an
Um,
L on his forehead. Thank you.
A 15.
A 15. Cool. We'll talk.
Cool.
But
Hunting.
you got a good feeling, and she lifts you up for a second as you you caress her cheek, and she takes you by the hand and says, "Thank you, dear. Thank you," and removes your hand for for a second, and just very carefully picks you up, places you down, and stands up and starts to walk back through the crowd toward her priestesses.
And ladies and gentlemen, now I will do my tight 5. And then Perrin goes into a series of really bad dad jokes for 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a performance check for that one because
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Because I like dad
here's-
jokes.
I was gonna say, here's the question. Now, does good mean bad and bad mean good?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a good thing to me as the DM. But
What am I rolling? Performance?
yeah, oh well, yeah. I don't know. I
Which
feel
one-
like
what am I rolling?
I'm trying to performance. I'd say yeah. Let's go with performance.
Okay,
because I was
so
gonna
that's
say
a
persuasion. But
so that's a 17.
cool. Generally well accepting. You get like the one or two who are like, oh come on, like are you kidding me? Like for real? But as a whole, the majority of the crowd laughing along, even if parts of them are like those forced laughs that puns make you do. But generally a good time. Able to kick back into some music shortly after that and kind of set the tone. Thuglak just starts dancing out of nowhere during one of the scenes. Like pulls who is it? Pulls Lernal, grabs her by the hand and just like starts twirling her around, even though he's like a good probably about 3 or 4 feet taller than she is. And you can kind of get the vibe that as this is happening, we're going into like the later portion of the night. There's not as much going on. People are pulling off into their own little like kind of side conversations. Many of the people are just kind of sitting and drinking and talking, watching as the barons kind of just enjoy themselves to an extent before one after another people start to leave at the behest of the barons that they're serving, until all but the 4 barons and the 6 of you are in the chamber.
The barons remain behind.
The barons are the last to leave. Go ahead and give me an insight check, Corvus.
Mm-hmm. Sure. 16.
16. This was all good and fun, and the barons came here to kind of test you out, see how you would hold yourself given your new title. But this is where, for them, the fun really begins. Because this is where they're not feasting or drinking with the people that support them, but are actually getting down to business and going to probably be a little bit harder to sell.
I would like to, as that like final moments of their servants departing and we're entering that part that is when it actually happens, I want to take like a moment to look around and just, do I see the manifestation of Galrung anywhere? I had hoped he would be doing observations. I know he said he would intervene, but I want to see if he's observing.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
27.
27. With a 27, you can see up in one of the chandeliers your little canary friend.
Yeah. And then with that, we'll make my way towards the raised stature of where the seating for Wormhaven would be. Not going up, but like making the approach to kind of be front of the room. Okay. And as upon its dwindling, we'll have a drink nearby and we'll set it on the raised platform. I'm assuming it's like waist high, maybe at most, like it's a few steps up.
Yeah, it's a few steps up, and then you have the main seating where you guys sat the night before.
Oh, I do hope that the preliminary festivities were to your liking, barons.
It's always nice to have get a chance to try somebody else's sweets. I'm pretty good at them myself, but it's always nice to see what other bakers come up with. Lernal just nods and a slight grumble, and then looks toward Art and says, I may have opened up my checkbook a little while I was here, thanks to your goblin friend over there.
Delightful.
And the mistress, Redelia, just nods her head. Her eyes, given your passive perception, her eyes are locked more or less with your halfling friend, Parent.
And the others?
4 of you. 5 of you, sorry.
For the rest of the party, just kind of, I want to gauge something.
Yeah.
I think Eden will be... So, like, are they seated or are they all standing? Like, what is this arrangement? Is it like this formal seating arrangement?
Thuglak has taken a seat at one of the benches. Lernal is sitting on one of the benches next to one of the tables. Lernal is sitting on that table, and then Redelia is standing maybe about 5 or 10 feet away from the pair of them, but like with enough of a presence to be like, yeah, I'm here. Like we're at that point where we're talking business. Like their postures and demeanors have changed.
I think Eden would be standing like 10 feet or so back, like kind of within eye shot of Corvus, like mostly because at this point Eden is going to be like people watching and is like at this point kind of, especially after Corvus's like blow up at Dolus, Eden is trying to people watch and gauge what Corvus is feeling more than like the other people, if that makes sense. Like is more of just kind of watching the stasis of the party. So is like not totally by herself, but a little standy backy to just feel it out. Because she also still feels really uncomfortable in big social situations. So, that's what Eden's doing.
We'll go to Art next, and then we'll go to Orchid and Finara.
So the last I was doing, after I split off with Corvus, I was looking around to see if I found anyone familiar. Who would be the nearest of the group to where I was at that point?
So at that point, so we're fast forwarding a bit. So more likely than not, you catch up with where Eden and Orchid and Finara are. Catch parents singing and dad jokes and music. And this is more of in the later evening as folks have left and you guys are now either to your own devices or can partake in whatever conversation is to happen next between the barons.
Got it. I probably would have nabbed some food and was just kind of walking around, doing the whole walking and stuffing my face and all that. I probably have... I would imagine I would have caught Eden hanging out in the corner. I probably would have just come and just sort of plopped myself down next to them.
Okay. Finara and... Oh, go ahead, sorry. Finara and Orchid. Where would you be?
I think, if it gets to sort of like the end of the night and Corvus is sort of like having this conversation with all the barons, I feel like Orchid's instinct would be to just like sort of stand behind him and like project an aura of like almost like bodyguard, or just like silent supporter.
Okay.
I think
just to lend some support, so it's not. Cause there's just a lot of barons. He's standing by himself. It's just like he shouldn't be standing there by himself. I know I don't have a paladin aura for another couple levels.
Oh, man.
Not mechanical auras. Anyway. But yeah, so I think that's where she would drift.
I think that because of the fact that Finn had been kind of with Orca and hanging out, I think that seeing kind of what basically kind of mirroring in a way what Orca was doing, even though like obviously Finara is like not as big and definitely doesn't have the cool armor or any of that jazz, but she's gonna still kind of like try to like kind of be near Orca because she's kind of like they sort of were talking and she still wants to be kind of close, but then also to like show that like yeah, I can be tough too and fail miserably because obviously Finn is definitely not intimidating. Or maybe she is, I don't know.
Well, some of Eden's posture is like gauging Corvus's reaction so that if Eden is needed, if Eden gets a vibe off of Corvus that there's stress, then Eden will move to support, if that makes sense.
100%. I would say go ahead and give me an insight check right now, and then hold on to the number. Don't do anything with it yet. If and when we get to a point, I'll make Jaden here roll. Or if Jaden feels like he's at that point where you would notice something, he can roll or say something. And then last, Perrin. After singing and playing and telling dad jokes, where would the night have ended with you?
I mean, I told him my favorite artist was Beyonce, and then he said to me, whatever floats your boat. And I said, no, that's buoyancy. So after a series of wonderful moments and laughs had by all, Perrin notices, for the most part, that he's caught the eye of Redalia, and that she's not really leaving that visual spectrum much. So he does what Perrin does best in these moments. He fucking ignores her. So he's going to walk over, fully knowing that he's being watched carefully by this Baron, and he's going to approach. He's going to approach Eden, who's sitting on her own, or at least standing on her own outside of the circle, and he just kind of approaches and says, "So, what do you think?"
About which part? Your sister and that part, or the butter turner, or the music, is assuming?
Oh, yes, because the only thing that I'm really interested in your opinion on are the things that I do.
I did enjoy the music. It was very pretty.
Okay.
Yeah. I especially like the part where you what was it? Well, it was all pretty great.
That was a very bold move, jumping in her lap,
Well, it's like a party trick, more or less. Primarily, you've got to make someone feel special in order
This
to.
is true, but she's to me.
Hopping in people's laps makes them feel Huh? What?
All I know is that of all the barons, she is the one that intimidated me the most.
She, and he puts his thumb back towards her. She makes you feel scared.
I did not say scared. I just get a similar feeling of power.
Similar to you?
No, just similar to other people that I know. Just in a way of what's the words you use? And then she'll say something in Sylvan, kind of muttering under her breath. They're not afraid of other people's cow shit. Like, they can do it.
All right.
Like,
interesting concept, yeah.
Are people normally afraid of cow manure?
I think that's she doesn't look like she's afraid of anyone here.
No, and that just gives more credence to why she needed to be shown that she was special.
That is bold. I'm not that bold.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to be. But did you thought it was pretty? Do you have any other kind of perhaps superlatives that you could say about the things that I've done?
What's a superlative?
Do you, uh,
Did I like the
I'm
song
glad.
that you sang
Yeah,
when you were staring at the ground really weird?
sure. Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that
whatever song.
I liked the part where you said funny words that apparently could be interpreted more than one way.
That's art. I mean, your art, but what I do is also art. And bugger, we've gotten to this point. Yes, that is what I do. I say words that mean things in many ways for different people, depending on how they interpret them.
But I was not aware that this was a device that could be used for humor.
Yes. If you say things that mean one thing but can be seen and or interpreted as another, people will either laugh heartily or groan incredibly loud. So it's a mixed bag of how the results are going to go. But apparently, we're doing all right with those here.
And
This
both of those
sounds
results
like-
are desirable.
This sounds
Sorry?
like so much work. I'm so very confused.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that then, because you say words that you don't mean but mean other things, and they do.
No.
And so I am very trying to. Is it like a puzzle? Is that what?
No. I mean, kind of. There are. I guess the right word you could say is that the way that I weave music is kind of like an illusion. If you look at it
Illusions
one
are
way,
scary.
illusions can be scary if you make them out to
Mm.
be, but it depends on what the person making the illusion wants it to be. But what I'm trying to get at is there are optical things where if you like mess up your eyes, you see one thing, and then when you let go, it looks like something completely different.
To confirm, how far back are you guys from everyone else?
I
I'm
mean,
assuming this is like
you guys are
just
the only
prior
people.
to-
You guys are like the only people in the chamber, and are pretty.
I'm assuming
pretty
this would have happened like right before like big talks like begin.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
For sure.
as the serious happens, they kind of like that's when the party would kind of snap to and
It's all
go.
just kind of happening.
This we are at the point of snapping to.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
With
As
Cordelia.
would have the moment seeing the barons before, especially with having both Orchid and Renara close by. There is a different presentation Corvus has. Corvus always has this stern approach to things. However, this one's heavier. There's a sense of less of that edginess and more of grimness to it, as Deepwell has become toxic. That is the cause, unfortunately, of my father. But it is not just the actions that he had performed in collusion with other barons. It is the blind eye that people have turned. I wish to change that. We will have that change. And that is why I need you here to speak.
What would you have us do? We are not warriors like your household. Some of us can fight, yes, but not all.
It is not about the battle. It is about the piety you give. This mortal hand acts with impunity to deal as they wish. Wormhaven will not be part of that. The question is, will you stand against it, or you remain on the side of the atrocities performed?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Ah, gross. It's a 9.
Can my intimidating non-mechanical aura help?
I was gonna say something. I didn't want to interrupt the role play, but because of the fact that Vanar is with those two, I would say I wanted the bond, emboldening bond, to be activated with that whole like we're a crew. That's she can't be intimidating, but she can help in other ways. So that warmth that we all know and love, I feel like I would have wanted to try to activate that, but
Yeah, no, 100%. You can kind of give off that. As you stand there, it's almost as if a warm breeze comes through the area and surrounds the three of you. Corvus
does have a luck.
Yeah, Corvus, you did get a late submission luck from Taryn here. So if you'd like to use that D20, you may.
and you have the D4 now.
And a D4 now.
+0 to charisma. It's all on the die. And a D4 for the.
It's you and Orchid who are within that. I think the 30 feet. How far is Perrin? Is Perrin close enough to be in that?
If he's still with Eden and Art, probably
But he's
not.
far.
No.
We're only like I've pictured more like maybe 15 feet away from like the group. We're not like away. We're like
So like at the edge of the foot.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah, they're within range then.
Okay.
That's a 17 for persuasion.
You can see Lauren will kind of shift for a second. I have always tried to be supportive of your father and his endeavors. See now that probably wasn't the best idea, as he was colluding with Hawthorne in the hand. Let us know what you need of us, and we can get it to you. Hawthorne has his own estate, but the majority of the dealings that the hand does is, or are, on the verge of the Underdark. All blueprints heading into lower levels have to be approved by me first, so I have them somewhere.
Eden will step forward in this moment, as like the inkiness starts to kind of roll into the irises of her eyes.
Eden like can see Corvus and is like in the eye line of it. If Eden approaches, Corvus will like look and just do like a soft nod, like a whole like.
And then Corvus will hear in his head, do they know about the dealings of them taking people from the Underdark and selling them?
It doesn't allow be sent back, right?
No, but that's just like Eden. So Eden just conveys that intent that that's what she is approaching to say.
And so Corvus just maintains just like a nod and just trying to, I've got this kind of look, like, give me a moment. And then after that, like upon seeing Eden does a nod and then looks to the rest of the group, of the last other barons specifically, trying to gauge their responses and see where they stand.
Thuglak stands up for a second and like kind of rolls his shoulders back, puffs his chest out a bit. I never liked Nathaniel anyway. He's a handful, and it's about that time that hand was broken.
Good.
Eyes turn to the mistress, and I will need to consult with the Moonweaver before I can make any decisions as to our involvement. However, I can say with some confidence that we will stay out of your way.
Corvus will be able to see that Eden's mouth is like twitching, trying to not say the thing.
And then, in a response to like both the mistress and Eden, instead of the other two have been receiving a nod, this one's just a slow look, no response, no nod, just a I hear it, and then looks to the last Baron.
Oh, that's all of them. That's all of them.
3?
Yeah, it's the there's 5. You count as you're the 4th. You're the last one. You pull out a mirror and look at yourself. No, but Redalia, the vibe you get is that she her hands are tied, and the fact that her faith plays a little bit of into it, but she won't even if she isn't going to act in your interest, she won't act in their interest.
Corvus will hear in their head. You might provide extra evidence for her to be opposed. They sold people, Corvus.
Barons, you know of the mortal hand and Lawthorn's dive into the Underdark. Do you stand here and say you know not what activities were pursued?
Roll a either intimidation or persuasion check for me.
It will still be persuasion. It's irrelevant, but I'm making a point that it is a natural 20 on persuasion.
You still get a D4.
Know
Yep.
the story. They know the story.
21.
Guys, they know the story.
21. He was looking for underground trade routes. He supposedly had dealings with a group of drow down there. Maybe Durgar. He wasn't quite leading on. He said there was a stronghold down there that he traded with.
Eden will scoff.
Thuglak similarly nods. The only one who doesn't say anything is Redalia. I am aware of the indiscretions that our Lord Baron has committed. He has moved mostly under the cover of the new moon. An ill omen for us to act.
I want to confirm this raised platform where the seating that's wooden as well?
No, that would be made out of stone because you guys are underground.
Damn. All right, that's fine.
You want to break some stone? Break some stone.
I don't know if I could break some stone. I'm strong, but I think it won't work.
Okay.
But Corvus will make a point. Hearing that will kind of reach into like the belt pouch, a concealed weapon specifically, the silver dagger that he's received will take it out and set it on the platform, like very clearly to be seen, make sure the light hits to reveal that it's silver. You say it is an ill omen to act upon on the new moon. Yet every day passed and you chose no recourse, no response to the behaviors, to the actions.
So you people knew that they were trading in people?
No, I knew nothing of the sort.
I would hope people that were supposed to lead and protect every other innocent soul in this godforsaken hole in the ground would know better.
Trying to like raise a hand.
The faces of Lernal at this point and of Thuglak both kind of turn to concern as they look at each other. They look back up to Redelia. You did not think it was necessary to tell us this? I was not in a position to reveal information. I have my temple, and Corvus's father had his. We do not operate under the same conditions that his does. We do not have an army willing to defend Deepwell. His does. So, when I found out, when word reached my ear, I waited, biding my time.
Well, your time is now. I believe enough has been waited upon. No, your faith, your temple. Is it for people? Do they not visit? Do they not worship and praise whatever gods you wish them to for their choice? But you bide your time and say you will not act in a way to respond. Now the time is here. Now that Wormhaven can stand. Now that the others stand, you still hold.
It's a long moment. Her eyes look at the other barons, look at you, Corvus. Look at the dagger for a moment. You can see a slight smirk, or like smile, come across her face as she can see the game that you are playing. Five assassins is all I can give, without leaving myself vulnerable to the mortal hand.
I see you finally have decided to act appropriately to someone who works in a temple. Then it is simple. My goal is to eliminate the mortal hand, removing the head from this blasphemous snake of our city. And if that does entail eliminating that household, I will do so. Because this is not a time for petty politics. Action must be done. And I will see it done.
The soft boot fall from the shadows of the doorway. And out emerges the same half-elven figure you met a couple hours prior. I wish you the best of luck. It will not be an easy task. And when it is done, we will have a conversation.
Will you two stand in the way?
That is yet to be decided. Is it mine when it's over?
Are you a racist?
I'm a half-blood. No similar to some of you.
I don't know what I am. I'm probably a monster, so.
I was like your friend here, scorned by my father. A son, an heir, but not fully of his blood. The mortal hand will be mortal no longer.
If that be case, then I have no direct qualm with you, but I do not speak this lightly. If you choose, at any point, to obstruct this path of justice, or to deliver what ruins I will make back onto the path of such atrocities, you will suffer a fate worse than any man could dare experience.
He moves forward now, up past the other barons to the foot of the steps where you guys are all seated. I will need to make a game of this. And I suspect we are both in need of a challenge to prove our worthiness of our titles. So, when you see me, don't be afraid to return the favor I bestowed upon you upon my entry here. Put on a show for the fucker.
Oh, I plan to.
I know this game.
And Corvus will kind of look at the rest of the barons and kind of like over at Orchid, Venara.
The other barons are like, what the fuck is going on? Even like Redelia is like jaw dropped that Dolus, the right hand, the son of, and the primary architect and assassin of most of the deep and dark shit that happens in Deepwell, is sitting here going, yeah, I'm gonna fuck over my dad.
Tonight, it is bound in this house of the worm. The mortal hand, as it is, will fall. And those that continue to conspire will meet a fate worse.
Yeah, you'll be the subject of my songs. And Perrin just shit-eating grin.
The half-elf begins to step back toward the shadows. One day I will tell you about my friend. He's a little bit more annoying than you are.
Not always a bard. Sometimes it's a friend. And Perrin just kind of like smugly smiles and says, yeah, where are your little fly eaters?
They're back where they belong, for now.
In the ground?
Um, of sorts, yes.
And then Eden will like lean down towards like Art and Perrin.
So like, are all performers supposed to piss people off then? Is that what I'm understanding?
Well, from what I've observed, it seems like some do it for others' entertainment. I guess some people like to be made mad by the words they say, and they find it funny.
Depends on your sense of. It depends on your sense of humor, really.
This realm will never make any sense to me.
And then Eden will just stand back up.
Looking over at the barons, like being like, keeping this house in order as best I can. Ensure that there is no further support to any holdings of the mortal hands. They will not be fed. They will not be courted. They will not be supplied an inch of resource from this city that they have drained from. They will learn when you scorn the city will not reward you further.
They all nod. And one by one begin to leave. Starting with... oh, go ahead.
Question. If Mistress Radala is heading out, Finn would follow if she wants to have a word.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they one by one make their way out, Dolus fading back into the shadow. Lornal and Thuglak side by side, walking, kind of grumbling to each other as they do. The only one who walks out by themselves would be the mistress, and you're able to catch up to her rather quickly.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, dear.
What you said in there, did you really know the truth about what was going on? Like, did you really, really know? And did nothing about it?
The shadows hid the worst of it. But at the base level, yes.
Well, I appreciate you discussing with me about wanting to help me build a temple, but I can't in good conscience have you help me because it would go against everything that the Changebringer stands for. Because she believes in us fighting for people's freedom and that the righteous should try to affect change in the world. So I'm sorry, but I no longer need your assistance.
She bows her head. As you wish. Should you need the assistance of the mistress, you know where to find me.
I'm sure I'll be all right. And then she's gonna turn on her heel and walk back.
She turns and continues to make her way out of the manor.
Art's going to go up to Eden and poke the side of her leg.
Yes, Art?
I just wanted to establish, just based on the earlier conversation, I do think that we have already established that you are not a monster. You are very clearly an angel. Just wanted to make sure we were clear on that.
Thank you, Art.
You're also, I mean, you're just you. And there isn't anything monstrous about you. If perhaps you believe you're a monster because of the way that certain emotions manifest inside you and then outside you, that's not It's not monstrous. It's just being, really. Your expression and the way that you vocalize things, it's not monstrous. You're just being.
I'm trying to believe that, but I think I have to take some time to try to figure out what exactly I am and see if I'm okay with it.
Well, if you ever want to just sit and talk about it, you know where to find me.
Talk about it. Talk about it. That rings a bell. Oh, that's right. That's right. And Art's gonna reach into his jacket pocket, drop out a couple of odds and ends of various things, and then that's right. When I was working on that project, I had a little bit of a brief moment of time where I had to kind of kill and wait for some of the glue and everything to set, and it gave me an idea for something that you've been having struggles recently from outside things, and it gave me an idea. So well, heads or tails?
On what? Like a rabbit head or their tail? Because the heads are way cooler.
Oh, well, it's normally it's an expression that's done that has to do in reference to when one actually flips a coin. You're choosing a side. It's going to be either the side with a head on it or the side that does not have a head on it, which people call tails. I haven't quite figured out why that is just
the
yet.
Head
but
tastes better.
Sure. Okay, then here you go. And Art's gonna pull out a small bronze statue to the god Erithus that he had acquired way back when, that has been split in half, and he gives you the head side of it. So I made some minor modifications to it, and well, I know you do that thing where you can, well, talk to people, but like not talk to them. You're talking to them in their head, and
yeah.
Well, I guess I heard that you might have some concerns with people listening in, so to speak.
Yep.
And well, I can't say conclusively, but based on my research, I believe this might at least be somewhat of a temporary solution for that. You can only say short messages, but it might be able to avoid prying eyes.
Oh, so like I can talk to the rock, and then it.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll hear it on this end, and he holds up the button to the statue.
I'm really happy I took this half. Thank you, Art. I appreciate it.
So just if you want to, talk more privately, well, you have at least one person who can listen.
You can talk to a butt.
Mm-hmm.
The mortal realm is so weird. It's like
while they're having their conversations, after Finara walks away, Corvus will obviously check to make sure that they all left, and then also will look at where Dola came from, look over towards the canary, and short words. Are we alone? Very specifically looking at Shadow, then looking kind of towards where Galrung was. Whether or not he's there, just going to want to confirm that Dolus is indeed not lingering in the shadows somewhere.
I have no reason to suspect he's still here. I do not see him, smell him. No.
And then we'll just nod and then turn towards Orchid.
It was a really good speech, Corvus. Just really beautifully put.
I appreciate that. I was not sure on what to speak on, but I must also extend my gratitude for you choosing to be in place of a guard of sorts.
It's just, I don't know. It's what my instinct said, but I've also got to say what you said about not biding your time. When you know people are in trouble.
That is why I hope to speak with you. I know that you have a task, and I do believe it is an urgent one. That the longer you take, the more you have to lose.
That's what I'm afraid of. And you see Orchid's hands sort of ball into fists. Not because she's angry, but just sort of intention. And what you're working on is so important. And I'm just feeling all that weight of the world, right? Where everybody has something they need to do, or there's so many places that people need help. But I'm the only one who can do the thing that I was sent to do. So, and you're in an incredibly unique position too. And I don't think it's going to be just one more day for you to clean up the city like you were saying.
No, it will not. So, are you asking for permission or forgiveness?
That's a good question. I mean, I suppose I'd be asking forgiveness for the people I left behind if I stayed here. I don't think I can do that. So I guess I'm begging for forgiveness because I can't stay with you as much as I wish I could.
You are not sworn to this city, nor are you sworn to me. You have no need for forgiveness nor permission. You have work that needs to be done. Though I do hope I can give you rest for one more night. Any tools or armaments I may supply for where you head next. And my word that when I complete here, you are on my list of individuals that I will help to accomplish your next goal, much like the others. We'll take like a half step forward. But you must stay strong in your own right. You are formidable. And there is a charm about you. You inspire others to remain true to themselves. And I am grateful you have done that this far for me. It was you who first made note that possibly royalty was in my name.
Well, clearly I just had foresight about that. that was clearly the reason.
It could have.
Who can say? I won't deny it. Why would I deny it? But Corvus, we've known each other such a short time, but on that short time, I've really come to care about you. And I didn't really understand you at first, but I think I get you sort of now. That you really are just someone who cares deeply, and you have this wall that you put up of just formality. You want to be precise about everything, but under all of that, there's all this fierce caring that just you channel into their politics, and I guess into battle too. I mean, those times, but I know that you are going to make this city a wonderful place because you will not accept anything less from yourself or the people around you. And I would be honored to stand at your side anytime in the future.
I do believe that is once again perhaps your foresight at work.
Well, I do feel confident in that prediction.
Oh, it has been a wonderful journey with you thus far, and I do hope there will be more in the future. But perhaps for tonight, let us just enjoy, well, the remaining revelry.
Yeah, maybe we can get a certain bard to play a song. I'll just let out this extra energy.
Yes, that one is a peculiar of sorts. But please.
Yeah, I think that's true.
You all reconvene for a few moments, detox, have a few more drinks, listen to the wonderful musings of Perrin Hopesinger, and then drift off to your chambers respectively, where you get a long rest. And when we come back from break, we'll pick up in the morning. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hang out, grab a pint, all that great stuff. We'll be back. See you in a minute.
What's happening?
We're back.
How are you?
It's breakfast time. Y'all are in the... Eddie. God, all I see is Eddie going like this with a damn spoon. So you guys all reconvene in the morning back in the main hall. Breakfast is provided for you guys. You get cereals and porridge, bacon, eggs, pancakes, all of the good stuffs that you could ask for. Art, yes, there is still plenty of butter that can be carted out for you as needed. But as...
I'm sorry, did you say carted out?
Figuratively. Stop. Don't do this to me. They can be brought out to you as needed. But the morning is yours as you now... Corvus has some planning to do, as does Orchid. As their paths have now uncrossed. None of you actually know that, though.
I believe Corvus will be arriving last because Corvus has not come from the Horde.
Oh, you're still sleeping on the Horde?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Roll D100 for me real quick.
No, please.
Okay, fine.
That is 66.
Cool. Noted, and thank you. Awesome. You reconvene, or you make your way to the main hall. There you see your brother just shoving his face full of bacon. Your sister's chatting casually about the experience the night before, sipping some coffee, looking at the rest of your companions. Yes, Eden.
Is Talon there?
Yes.
As Talon is sitting there, Eden will casually keep making little flowers grow on their plate every time they go to take a bite. Just reminiscent of the ones that were growing all over his room that time. Eden is just sitting there half asleep, just kind of touching the table and making it happen over and over.
Are you trying to do this secretively or?
No, not at all.
Okay.
At first, maybe, but once it catches on, Eden's just making it very clear.
Finn's gonna be like, oh, it wasn't spitting, it was tapping. That's what it was.
Can you stop that, please?
Do you have a conscience now?
I did not have a conscience.
Did you listen to it? As it happens again.
I mean, no.
What do we do in the future? Is another one just...
Look for plants and listen to them. I don't know.
I can't argue with that. That's fine, I guess.
I don't know. That felt like the right thing to say to you.
Sipping tea.
Eden, that's a great point about people listening to their consciences. And Corvus and I had a talk last night. Gosh, there's no easy way to say this, but Corvus needs to stay here and I need to go. And I can't Corvus has something he uniquely can do as the leader of the city, and I have something that I was uniquely sent to do by my people, and I really I can't linger anymore.
But you can't leave us.
I think she can actually.
I don't want
Yeah.
to. I really enjoy traveling with all of you.
I don't mean literally. She has legs.
I was going to say that, but I'm glad you got there.
Well, I mean,
And I hope to keep those legs. Uh,
didn't we arrange that we were gonna travel together?
Yeah,
we did.
and then parents like looking back from Corvus to Orchid. I think we're at an impasse.
It's just people are depending on me, just like people are depending on Corvus, and well, I don't want to wait around. And I wish I could help here too, but I don't. Nobody else will do this thing that I have to do.
Okay. I do not want to be nosy.
Yeah.
But you said you have this thing that you have to do. Are there more is there any way that what Finn?
I mean, so honestly, the problem is I was given this box, right? It's just a mystery box. I can't even open it. And I was told, take it to Guanyamalos, and then they would know what to do. And that because I grew up in the elven orphanage, they're elves, and I've sort of dealt with elven etiquette and things before. I was sort of uniquely positioned of the people in my temple to go. And well, I also think they kind of wanted me to get out of there, but that's neither here nor there.
So do you just need to open this box?
No, I need to give it to the people in Guanyamalos, the leader. And actually, give me a name. I suppose they're supposed to.
Are they
kind of
more
light on detail.
elvish people?
Hmm?
Are they more elvish people too? We're taking the box, or is it just?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, my people are orcs, mostly, and goblins, but mostly orcs.
But you're going to a place that has elves.
Right.
To open a box.
Because my temple my whole island has been invaded by this Ecriom, right? Big army in the Isles. You two know. And the fighting's been getting kind of worse lately. I'm trying to get help, basically.
And
Right.
it's certain that if you do this task, that it'll help your people, right?
Exactly. Right. I assume I'm getting help. That was sort of my understanding. That I don't really know how the box factors into it exactly. I don't really know exactly what to expect when I get there, if I'm totally honest.
Would opening the box help?
I assume. Oh, you mean us opening the box?
I always appreciate a challenge.
That's an interesting proposition, Art. I need to think about that. I don't think I'm supposed to. Oh, I don't think I should open the box. If I was supposed to open the box before I get there, then yeah, I don't think I should do that.
Let me. Does this? So the two of you seem like you know something. You have some ideas. So I need you two to communicate very clearly what you're saying.
To head towards Menthvenbell, west of here. Urgently and quickly. I must ensure that the mortal hand is eliminated before it can reinforce itself and Deepwell falls any further. I do not know how long it will take me to complete this task, but I cannot leave without knowing that it will be done.
Is this something that you have to do personally?
That I must do personally? As the now standing Lord of Wormhaven, if I do not get it done, there is no assurance that Dolas will separate, that the mistress will act, or that the others will even have strength to fight. And looks over to the siblings. I trust my family to run the estate, but I do not feel most comfortable diving into the depth of the mortal hand and eliminating them.
And, Orchid, it was specified that you specifically had to deliver this box?
I was sent on the mission. I'm the only one who really has the context on what was happening at the temple, and could, direct people and give an update on the situation. So
You're
I don't...
a representative of sorts, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
Or ambassador, whichever one is appropriate.
Gosh, I don't want to take anyone away from Corvus in this really important mission, but I'd also love some traveling company and not to travel alone if anyone did want to come with me. And she looks at Finara and then quickly looks away.
This is when Perrin looks at Finara and then just kind of like bores a hole in between her eyes, just holding that look.
Well, I do need to kind of go that direction anyways. I mean, it's a little bit south of where my eventual goal is, but I do need to head that way.
Well, I would hate for you to be by your lonesome. Well, I guess you wouldn't be alone with Art at your side.
Don't make me do this.
Well, but I can't.
Don't make me do this. Don't you dare. Don't stop it. Hold on. Let me.
Is there something happening here?
There is something happening here. Darling sister of mine, you need to stop waiting for me. You're always waiting for me. And he looks at Orchid. He looks back at you and says, I want you to make your own path. And if you're going to walk alongside anybody, I mean, at least it's somebody else from the Isles, right? Someone.
That's true, but I mean, Mama and Daddy always said not to leave family behind and to take care of each other.
We're not leaving anyone behind. Remember, the change bringer, Mavandra herself, tells you that you need to make your own path. This is where your path and perhaps mine go in an entirely different direction. So we're not leaving anyone behind. We're still moving forward, just in a different way.
I guess it's like temporary. So it's not a bad change. We're helping other people and kind of in our own separate paths, at least for a junction.
It's a little while. I mean, if we could get, once you're done in Minfabel and, whenever Art finishes up whatever he needs doing, and maybe
we can't do all this together again? That this just
maybe
means we keep
can.
doing everything separate?
No, it's not everything separate. Maybe it's just separate for now.
If I may, this is my conflict, my unfortunate heritage that has led to this moment. And if you are from the Isles, this task Orchid has is for that. I believe would be befitting of you to, well, work for your home. And not only that, it is much easier to head to Mythenbell than head north to where Art must go. My journey hits a pause, at least on the road. I think it's best if you all complete what task you have, and hopefully I can deal with the mortal hand swiftly enough, and we'll meet again.
But I don't want to leave you here either.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see this place. Those poor people. I don't know these drow. Or whoever they've been stealing, but they don't deserve this. I cannot lie to you. I had wanted to go to that place because they are clearly druidic-ish people, and they might have some sort of insight as to things.
Well, I can always, thanks to Avandra's gift, I can actually send special messages, just a little different from the way you send them sometimes, Eden. Which
so you could ask them questions for me,
and then I can send you a message, and then we can talk to each other, even from a distance.
I will not lie. I'd be very sad if you're gone.
I would too, because I'll miss you heaps and heaps, Eden.
Well,
I don't. Oh God, I hate that. I don't want to break you guys up. You guys have
This
traveled
is
together.
not you.
No, it's something
This is
that
fate.
Yes, it's something that's meant. I hate to admit, my brother might be right. I always hate admitting that, but in this case, I think that it is meant to be. And even though I hope that Avandra isn't pissed off that I told the mistress that I didn't want her building any temple for,
Wait,
for,
what?
Yeah, it's. I mean, after everything she said and what we found out, I just didn't think it was right. Because it,
Fair enough.
Her actions definitely go against what Avandra stands for, and all of her followers like me. So, in this case, maybe it was meant so then I'm not staying behind, and I can help you in your mission. It's a very honorable one at that.
I have a request then. If we're going to take part and do this, I want to go after that together again. Do what you have to do, and then let's come back. Right?
Yeah.
That's what family does.
I don't want to put more distance after. Make it harder.
Oh, here.
Because I don't know how long.
Eden, give me your hand. And what she's going to do, she's going to take Eden's hand, and she's going to place the bracelet that her dad gave her onto her wrist. See? So now, you have my daddy's bracelet that he gave me. It means a lot to me. So now, in order for me to get it back, we have to meet back up together as a group. So this is kind of like a promise between us, okay?
Well, it's not quite as nice as the other one that I left with Hale, but, well, Here, and Art's gonna hand over the makeshift boomerang that he made out of scrap parts. You know, it's well, I think well, maybe Perrin might understand this in that it's symbolic. It's symbolic because it means we always come back.
A symbolism.
Yeah, that word. Mm-hmm.
Before we go on, before we make a final decision, Finn, I have a question.
Okay.
Over
there? Okay.
Yes. And they'll separate off a little bit.
Yeah, and Perrin will lean into Art real quick. So are you staying or going?
Well, I really need to see this through, because, well, I need answers. The answers that I seek are over with Falrost, and I need to fix my friend.
I think we're gonna do that.
Maybe we could agree to meet up all together before we go there. And maybe we could meet halfway, because I'm further west than where you're going, and maybe that we could find somewhere on the map that's sort of like halfway and meet back up there. If you wanted to stay with Corvus.
Dear God, is that Waifglin?
No, Waifglin is further away.
Waifglin is further. Like Alverton would probably be. Like Alverton would probably be the best place.
Just wanted to make sure.
We could still all go together. Like if that's what you want, or I mean, I'm very happy to have you along too. You're my little buddy. I really like you.
Well, and you're really nice too, and it's been really nice working with you and having you to be able to collaborate on projects together with, and well, it's been nice having you around.
And Perrin, why are you not staying?
1 second. So I really need a hard answer from you, Art. Are you staying or are you going?
I like that we're all making other people decide first. That's my favorite part. Continue.
Art is just kind of looking back and forth between Orchid and Corvus, and I need a minute, and Art's gonna run off towards his room.
And then Perrin just kind of like leans his head back. Well, number one, because if we're going to divide everybody, we have to do it by size. If he's going to be here, I have to go, and if I'm going to stay here, he's got to go. It's just an even divide of.
I don't know if that's how it works.
That is a joke. That is a joke.
Oh, okay, your joke. That makes so much more sense. It's like a joke.
Christ. So
who's Christ? What's Christ?
It's just a thing that my mother used to say.
Okay.
Don't know what it means.
It's a
halfling thing. So listen, Corvus, I need my sister to kind of either make her own way and grow up, or to continue being, attached to me. And I don't know if that's gonna be good. Don't know. Not sure. I kind of want to see her blossom on her own and see who she becomes while I'm not standing behind her.
Boys and girls, just saying. We have slumber party, and I don't know what the opposite of that is.
Oh, that's true. The gender balance.
Yeah, we just.
Boys also have slumber parties.
Is that what they're called?
No, but that's not the point. I'm muting myself.
I just can't stop messing with everybody because I'm just.
Those are the ones where we see who can hit themselves harder on the head.
What are Finara and Eden talking about?
Okay.
I want to know.
Yeah, moving over.
Please drop out.
Finn, I don't know how much. I don't know how long. I don't know how long until I need to go home. And you said that you could message people. I need to know how long I have. If possibly. If I describe somebody to you and tell you where they're at, would you be willing to reach out for me?
To that a person? I can. Is it? But
it's not the bad one.
Okay, that's my concern because I don't know, Ian. It doesn't seem like this place you were mentioning is really a home. It seems like you don't want to go back there.
I don't want to be around Bella and Hemlock.
You don't have to, Lynn.
I want to fix that place. And the person that's stuck there doesn't deserve that. Nobody deserves to be trapped somewhere.
I understand.
But I made an agreement. And agreements with fate cannot be broken. So, I need to ask if they have an idea of how much time I have.
Okay.
They may not know, and this is fine. But this conversation today just made me think of it. And if my time with you all is short, then I have to make these decisions very carefully. You know?
Yeah, I understand. It's a big decision. Do you
Okay.
want me to ask now?
It would be really great if you could. Can you do it right now? It'd be really awesome.
I can try. I mean, I haven't met this individual, but I can see if, based on the description, if there's some tapping that I can do.
So they're outside of Westblin in a really big forest. If you think of this forest, you think of the darkest, coldest places of it where there is no life, but then there is life.
Okay.
And in this place, there is a very tall figure of long white hair, sometimes white robes, sometimes they're a very large being that resembles a very large moth.
Interesting. Okay.
You'll know them if you find them because they have very red eyes.
All right. That sounds very scary.
They're not scary. They're not scary because usually when you see that, that means you're not dying anymore.
The red eyes mean that you're not dying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Usually in my nightmares it's the opposite, but all right.
Not for mine.
Okay.
Their name is Liren.
Liren.
And Liren,
Okay.
all you have to say is that Eden wants to know if you have an idea of how long until she's called.
Okay. All right. And you see kind of like where she tries to focus. There's that kind of glow. It's kind of it's almost as if it's like fading in and out on the gem around her neck as she's trying to connect. Hello, Liren? Eden would like to know whether she is going to be called soon.
Please be nice.
Send.
Oh, please be nice. Thank you. Oh, I hope that didn't go over the limit.
Soon.
How soon
Oh, sorry.
is soon?
Hang on, you can't go back and forth. Sorry, I was choosing my words carefully because I did not think.
No,
this would
I'll be
happen.
honest. She doesn't like. Fanara literally doesn't know. Like this is new for her, so
okay.
so she probably is like, "How soon is soon?" You just hear her say, "How soon is soon?"
Soon. She has a task yet to complete. When finished, she will know where to go.
He said that it's soon, and that you have a task yet to complete, and you'll know where to go. That's what that Lyran person said.
Okay. Then I know it's in my hands. I think. And then Eden will kind of like lean the little cauldron at her hip over towards Finn. I think it's about the thing.
Oh, okay.
But that means I can do it when I want. And I will wait until we're back together.
Okay. It's a promise, right? Okay.
You guys do what you have to. But I'm afraid if I leave Corvus, he's gonna totally get himself killed. He doesn't know how to talk straight to these people, and they keep doing dances and shit.
I mean,
and the wing butts is not as cool as he thinks it is.
Well, it is rather interesting that they sprout from where they sprout. That's for sure. But it's nice of you that you're looking out for Corvus the way that you have been. I know that you guys didn't get off on the right foot, but
I
it
wanted
seems like
to
there's
murder him
bonding.
in his sleep. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I think he kind of wanted to do the same, possibly slit your throat instead. But I'm glad that didn't happen.
He did stab me.
Yeah, but he didn't like cut your jugular.
No, but he reminds me of Hale. And I miss Hale.
I miss him too. I wonder how he's doing. Maybe I should send a message to him sometime.
You should, and tell him, remember to not interact with rose bushes. We should go back to breakfast.
What? Wait, why not the rose bushes? Roses are pretty. And she's like,
she points at the cauldron.
Ow! All right, okay. I get it.
And then Eden will like take Finn's hand and come back and sit at the table. I am going to remain with Corvus because I really, really want to murder some of those people.
And I hopefully won't be doing murdering while I'm with Orchid. But I will if I have to.
I really, really want to kill some of them, Corvus. Can I please at least do like 2? Just 2 bad people.
You want to stay because you want to commit murder.
In the sake of goodness. No, I'm staying because I think you might get yourself killed, if I'm honest. You look really smart, but sometimes I worry about you.
Dozens of times. I do not fear death. I also have a Wormhaven guard and the backing of 3 barons and an entire city.
Yeah, me. I'll be here.
And I have an archfey, so that's what that is.
And Perrin, your thoughts are so loud right now. Can you not?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm saying that your thoughts are apparent. Like I can see everything you're thinking.
I'm not thinking anything.
He normally
Head
doesn't.
empty, heart full. Just so that you all know, and he like thumbs over to the empty seat. We've actually got to wait for somebody.
What is Art doing?
Yeah, what is Art doing? Thank you.
So, Art got away from this conversation and went back to his room, and basically for the last several minutes has been pacing back and forth in front of his robotic companion, just basically spouting out every single thought that is going through his head, which for anyone who would potentially be listening in would essentially be verbal diarrhea. Just every single thought of just... And then finally getting some sort of sense of coherency. He's going to look over towards his inanimate companion. I don't know what to do. I've spent the last 4 years looking for you and thinking of nothing but you. But now my friends need me, and I need to choose where to go. I don't know what to do. Why are you making this so difficult? And Art's gonna kick the robotic companion and immediately regret that decision, hopping around on one foot. That's fair. You can hurt me. I think I deserve that at this point. I'm sorry. They're my family. I can't let them down, but I need to take care of you first. But I can't do both. I have to choose. How do I choose? What should I do? I don't know why I'm talking to you like I think you're gonna answer me. I know this is unfair of me to ask, but I'm gonna need you to hang on just a little bit longer. Because they're my friends. They're my family. And you take care of family. I know you're my family too, but you're not going anywhere. So, I promise I'll be back. But I need to see this through first. And Art's gonna hug the inanimate contraption and then slowly make his way back to everyone else.
Art? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think
Before you say anything, I want to let you know Finn has decided that she will accompany Orchid, I think. And I am going to stay and try to protect Corvus from his impending doom.
Don't need protection.
He needs help.
well, I think I need to see this through. I need to... Orchid needs help, so I think I need to help Orchid. But this isn't goodbye. And Art's gonna immediately run over and hug Eden around the legs.
Eden is gonna give Art like a really big hug.
Besides, we've agreed and now you have to agree too, because we already agreed that after we do what we have to do, we're going to come back together and we're going to take care of your stuff. Okay?
And
That way we can go together.
And
As
Art's
we
gonna
said, can't break a
run
promise
over.
to a fae.
No, actually, that's true. All of you, right now, you agree with me that we do this, and then we all come back together. If not, I take your fucking toes.
Hey, who was the one who made the promise first? I gave you my daddy's the bracelet he gave me.
She already paid hers. I'm just telling you, everyone else pays them
I'm like,
toes.
I like my toes. I need them.
Art's muffled promise comes from him now wrapping his arms around Corvus's legs.
Okay.
You
Are
can-
good?
Yes. This could all be solved. You should remind everyone. No one has any obligation to stay behind and deal with my family drama.
Well, yeah, but you can't talk for shit, so you need someone like me to stick around so that you can, actually understand and could persuade people who could potentially be shady and, doing you wrong. And so you're going to need me more than you'd like to admit.
I actually... I do have one favor to ask. Well, I don't really have as much as I want to. Spark doesn't really travel very well, and I was hoping maybe you might be able to keep him here in the meanwhile.
That thing has a name.
Of course it does.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that till right now. So, okay, so Spark, we're gonna keep him in your room, yeah?
Or if there's somewhere preferential, but just somewhere where he could be kept safe here.
Yeah.
I won't let anybody touch it, or I'll take their toes too.
I would really appreciate that. Not the toes part, but the...
No.
I do appreciate that the two of you have made the decision to try and stay. But I do not wish to be part of this separation of the group in this way.
I think about it like this. You're doing really important work, Corvus. And Eden wants to stay because she wants to murder the people who do really bad things, and I think you should let her. I mean, I know she's also saying because, you need to, do that, but we're all making our own choices right now of what's important to us, and we're all making an unbreakable promise to meet back up just because we both have very urgent things to take care of. Let your friends love you, okay? And Orchid will put a hand on her shoulder. I'd stay too if I didn't have this other previous promise that I really have to fulfill.
I would like to make a point. I have not made such a promise. I still refuse to bargain with Faye.
You should
Well,
fucking
that's
do it.
smart. That's just genuinely a smart idea.
Well, 3 out of 4 of you are boned.
I technically haven't sworn anything yet either.
Fine. Then Orchid is heading to Mithranbel, due west. And upon completion of our individual activities, if a reconnection, a gathering once again, is to occur.
To help Art. So in this, if you decide you don't want to do this, you're saying you don't want to help Art.
Nobody here would say that.
Orchid and traveling to return to Deepwell, which could be complicated if we are headed back to meet.
Well,
Where are
we
we
have,
going?
but between Finara with her messaging and Art, you just gave Eden sending stones, right? So that you guys
He
can
has a
communicate
button.
over long distances.
Yeah.
So both of our parties can keep in contact, and we can sort of keep each other updated on our status, and then we could probably figure out, like, if we wrap up first or you wrap up first, we could sort of figure out who goes to who, where we meet up on the road, right? I mean, maybe we could look at some possible rendezvous ahead of time, but that's
And
my
in
thought.
case of emergencies as well.
That too.
Also, you're like really rich now. You could just like pay people to poof us places.
That is not something that is readily available.
You
to
keep
the-
saying this, but I feel like I'll sway you eventually.
If we are to separate and to gather again, I say, if travel would be possible, our goal should be Alverton.
All right.
Okay.
It
What's
is an easy
there?
enough path from Deepwell to head northwest from here. Mithenbell could go through Misty Shift, if safe passage permits. Alverton is my birth home.
Oh.
Get to meet your
we're gonna
moms?
meet your
They still live there?
moms.
And you can see like the literal slope of like
We get to hear embarrassing stories from when you were a
You
little
see
kid?
Eden's face light up. Like,
Wait, maybe there's like art with like on the walls of him as a little wee little Corvus.
Oh, maybe there's like
You-
a bath picture.
You know what's
Wait, there-
worse? I am going to make his mothers fall in love with me and my cooking and showing them what our mom taught us. And then Corvus will never be able to get rid of me.
That's a good point. Mhm.
Wait, so you're telling me there was a point in time where Corvus was not giant?
That's
not giant.
That's just math.
No, I think we were really, really tiny. Corvus was probably still bigger than we were, technically, at the same age, or around the same age. I forgot how
So
old
big.
Corvus is now, but yeah.
Corvus,
Mortal
I'm sorry.
realms
We're all
are
just so
really
excited.
weird.
We're trampling over you. Please go on.
yes, Alverton would be the best place to go. And if Orchid and traveling will have to arrive first, yes, your best place of sanctuary would be with my mothers.
And then we meet
Oh,
there, and
don't
then we go
talk about
help.
it like you're going to your doom. It'll be so much fun.
But then we go help Art,
Mm.
and yeah.
Another family
And then
reunion.
we help you, right?
Mm.
You're next.
No, that's fine.
That is why I believe Alverton is best. Mother, one of. She enjoys nature and is keen to the area. Provide answers to as many questions as possible and would know the best way to approach Falrust, and I do believe that you can see like this like hesitation. I do believe that Mama would have insight on the forest that neighbors Waif Glen.
Oh, did she tell you stories about it?
She is the most nature driven between mom and mother. So,
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I did. My hearing is not so good. What'd you say?
Mama, she is connected to the land more than my other mothers. She was originally of Wolfwood, so perhaps she would know enough to aid. In essence, Alberton is our best bet for all things moving forward.
And it's settled. We all meet up in Alberton.
And if you don't, I cut off your toe.
Okay, well, let's add some flexibility in meeting up in Alberton, just in case we decide it's better to meet somewhere up later. Let's not make that promise contingent on the toes.
Okay,
Alberton
just
is
that
the
we
goal,
will
but
we will meet up after we finish the thing, and I murder
Yeah.
people, and you guys deliver boxes.
Just the one, but yeah.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I mean, if I knew what was inside, I might be able to try and see if I can make more boxes. But it's an entirely different
I don't think we
conversation.
need more boxes. That would probably be a bit.
In
But I
in
appreciate the
Finara's
sentiment.
in Finara's head, she will hear. You should. Apparently, I don't think you're ready to throw clothes yet, but you'll finally have the privacy if you really want to throw clothes.
Huh? you just hear Manara say that out loud. And the weirdest look of confusion and just like,
And then
if
Eden
it was
will,
question marks in a bubble.
in Finara's head, she will hear. Your brother said when people are alone together, sometimes they throw clothes around the room.
He said, what? And then you see where all of a sudden her face, it's just like the deepest green hue, but she's also too like it's like also anger. Like what?
But before we go, you might want to talk to your brother actually, because apparently you have a thing with your face happening right now, but apparently he's really good with makeup, so that might be able to help with that.
Perrin.
I haven't even left yet.
Anyway, I think we should take at least one more day to prepare, get carts ready, make sure that we have the provisions we need to travel. So maybe we could all just like have a nice party tonight and then the road.
Are you sure? I mean, that'll be prolonging your mission even longer.
Well, yes, but I don't want to go on the road unprepared. And it's probably better to start with the full day of travel rather than just like an afternoon, because we haven't really gotten stuff together yet.
Excellent. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to try and see if I've actually mastered that fruit recipe. Because that beverage was so tasty, and I've been working at practicing it.
What beverage recipe?
The one that we have in the Feywild.
Oh.
We should really go back sometime. It's a lot of fun. Just
no.
Oh,
You
we'll go back. Actually,
you were
you
cursed
guys.
by an archfey when you went to the Feywild. I thought they were joking, and then I realized that they weren't joking. Yeah,
No.
you, Perrin.
Just ignore them. You guys are totally going. You guys could find a portal and go. Just don't make any agreements with anybody. And then go get hammered. But also know that the longer you spend there, it's a lot more time and like this time. And so if you're in a hurry, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think we should go to the Fae if we can avoid it. That could be like a time sink.
Yeah, I just don't want to lose my toe, because I feel like because they're slightly webbed in between, that it would be a whole process, and it just doesn't seem like that would be very pleasant.
I'm still curious. When did we start having a thing with toes?
All right, so that's it. We've all decided where we're going. We're going to spend a day of just not doing anything or worrying about anything. Everything starts tomorrow. So, and Perrin like starts walking backwards away from the table and just goes, "I will see you all somewhere other than this dining hall."
Okay.
Is
and
it
then, like,
we're gonna have
as
the
we
party,
sort of
though?
transition away, Orchid's going to turn to Corvus to talk logistics, or maybe like talk to one of the siblings who actually knows the logistics of the house.
The last thing you know in these moments is you're like sitting here. Art, you glance over to the side toward the kitchen, and wobbling, like legit, like side to side, Dualcar comes walking out.
Oh,
like
well,
like
I
full like bowling ball.
I already fed you at the table. Well, okay, I guess at least you'll be good for the road then.
And I think Eden will spend, like, honestly, Eden will spend time with kind of like everybody, but particularly the three that are going, and then especially Finn, a good amount of time just bullshitting.
Corvus.
Just
spends
filling that time.
the whole day planning for an invasion and assault. That is all Corvus does the entire time.
And oh, go ahead. Last thing.
Yeah. I would like to have like one little scene with Eden before we go. So I think I get you alone at some point in the day. And she said, I know I was joking at the table that I didn't promise. But I do. I promise that I will bring them all back to you.
That includes you.
I will bring us all back. I mean, I think it's implied because I'm bringing them, but you're right.
You're part of it. I'm sad that you're gonna be gone. Frankly,
Honestly,
you're like the first person I've met that I just trusted.
That's that hardly touches me. I thank you for telling me that. I am sad that I'm leaving you too, especially because I don't know. Are there any questions? I mean, I know you said with Finn that she could ask them for you, but because they may have knowledge of the Fae.
I have a very important one. I need to know if they know what the winter's night is.
You need to know if they know what the winter's night is.
It is somehow in reference to my situation and possibly Liren. If you mention the name to them, if they know anything of the history, I don't know that many people do with the dealings of Archfey, but I was also told by a swan at one point that I am a child of spring, and I don't know what that means either. I don't think I was born in spring. I don't really remember my birthday.
Oh, I will say, looking at you, you have spring written all over you. I mean, the flowers, the pink hair. I mean, it's just spring court personified, if you ask me.
But those are important. And then the other important thing is, I mean, you know why Finn blushes, right?
Orchid blushes. Yes.
You do it too.
Okay. Shut up. Look, God. Okay, look.
I'm going to make fun of Perrin with that.
Oh. Well, Eden, I will treat Fenara very honorably. You don't need to worry about her. Or be, well, don't worry about what I mean by that either. It's fine. We're gonna have, we just like each other a lot, and it's gonna go where it goes.
And you're going to have fun along the way, and you're going to take care of each other.
Yeah.
And don't let anything happen to Art.
No, absolutely
He tends
not.
to get blown up a lot.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. He both reminds me of my sister and is also the complete opposite of hers. But
do you have any questions for us?
You mentioned swan people? Yeah. Sorry. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there was a swan. I was walking and there was a swan and she talked to me and was speaking Sylvan. She was a fountain and then she wasn't, and then she said that and then she went away.
Wait, did you say she was a fountain?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Okay, but like an actual swan. That's interesting.
Feywild.
Yeah, Feywild's a weird place.
Do you have any questions for us or anything you want us to do for you here?
I mean, honestly, same thing as you said to me. Stay alive, take care of each other. Make the bad people pay. I really wish I could be standing with you guys for this.
I've been waiting for a long time to let some of this out. It's gonna feel really good.
Yes.
I'm going to tell Corvus you requested him to give me lots of gold, though.
Well, I didn't say that, but I won't be there to contradict you, so what can I do? I won't tell Corvus that you told me this.
I just want to see what he's going to do. It's gonna piss him off.
It probably will. And as she sort of turns to go away, she adds quietly in Sylvan, "Stay safe. I'll see you again." And then just sort of winks and walks out.
Eden's eyes will like absolutely, they will wash over black, but instead of like a red eye, like the red iris, it is just blue, and she is so fucking happy as she like just frolics back to go absolutely try to ruin the rest of the evening for both Perrin and Corvus with all of the things that just happened.
And
if it's not something much before everything, like Corvus kind of semi-isolates, but we'll have Talon deliver Finara a note at some point, since Corvus tries to remain undistracted from planning. It is a small note with a poem. It's dated from shortly after they met. It is actually dated for the day after Finara's birthday.
Now, my question for you, Corvus, do you want to read it now, or do you want to wait until they've gotten on the road and you are no longer with them for me to read it to her? Or her to read it to her?
Why would you put that choice on me? I mean, technically...
Because I suspense, or right now. Do you want time to prepare? Or do you already have it prepared?
I have the note prepared. It's very bad poetry because Corvus is not that great. But the note dated for after the birthday seems to be torn from a poem book that has a few pieces that he's kind of redrafted. But the section emphasizes the last part of the poem, which says the final act. Even if tomorrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return. To become the dew that quenches the land, to spare the sands, the sea, the skies. I offer thee this silent sacrifice. My life on loop and endlessly cannot be spent upon you. So I dream until I can no longer. My gratitude is as infinite as my life has been, but still in dimness until you gave me a single smile. Travel far, travel free, and may the change be in your favor.
And with that, we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Questline D&D, for the raid right here at the end. Please, for all of you guys that are from over at Questline, welcome to the Red Hair Inn. I'm your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley. These are our wonderful players who will be introducing themselves shortly. This is the Ecriom Expeditions, our homebrew adventure through the lands of Ecriom. Yeah, we're going to go around the horn, let everybody say who they are, what they do, and then we're going to go raid our friends over at Perception Studios, starting with Taryn.
That's a bomb, and I'm dying inside. Okay, hi everybody, my name is Taryn, also known as Val Roop across the socials. I'm a generally creative human, TTRPG player and GM, Eldritch Entity, and Dice Maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. That's _dice on the Instagram. I do have dice in stock right now in my shop, and you can use Red Hair Inn at checkout for 10% off of full sets in my store. And then, starting Tuesday, I will be running a mini campaign is what we've been calling. It's a monthly campaign called Curiosity. It is a cat-centric homebrew adventure. We're where I will be leading a group of Keegan through stuff, and I'm excited, and I'm putting so many cat puns because I can. I have an amazing table. I'm very excited for it, so come check it out. Beyond that, follow me on the socials to see what else I do. And now I'm gonna pass it along to Perrin, whose sister is gonna be canoodling for the next several weeks.
Let's see how that goes, eh? Hi, everybody. My name is Renee Beauregard. I am one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design. You can find us at Facebook and Facebook and Twitter at Dragon Rock RPG, and on Instagram at Dragon Rock RPG Designs. We commission and create supplements for TTRPGs. If you have an idea that you'd like to bring to your table, we'd love to help you out. Please reach out to us and let us know. You can reach us on our social medias or at dragonrock.rpgdesigns@gmail.com. We'd love to help you. So other than that, folks, it's been a wonderful trip so far with these 5 other lovely people. I'm looking forward to whatever comes our way in future, but for the meantime, I love you all, and I can't wait to see what happens on your trip. And I'm so sad to let her go, but it is time to let the baby out the nest.
Who you calling a baby? Anyways, hi guys, I'm Utahime. You can find me on the medias at UTAHIME cosplay pretty much everywhere except on Twitter. You can find me at Brianna DeCoster. As the name suggests, I am a cosplayer. I also too am a host. I have not been streaming on my own channel, but hopefully eventually get back to that. And I also too am up to lots of TTRPG shenanigans. Not to mention, I am community manager over at the Initiative Order, an amazing sponsor here at the Red Hair Inn. So definitely, if you haven't already, be sure to follow not only the Red Hair Inn, but also the Initiative Order and support these 2 amazing communities and the people, lovely people here. And I am going to be over on Guild Superior tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time for the continuation. It's the second to last episode of our mini campaign of Nurvarden. It's a newer system, a D4 system. Yeah, D4. It's very interesting. It's been a lot of fun playing my character over there. I'm going to also we're returning to our Pathfinder campaign adventure over on the DAT network at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Friday. And that one's a lot of fun because that one's an in-studio situation, which is always great to just be rolling dice in person with friends. But yes, if you want to check out any other things that I'm up to, I always post on my socials. So just do the thing and follow me there or not. Totally okay. Either way. Thank you guys for joining us.
I guess that comes to me. Hi everyone, I'm Eddie, your humble discount bard, known across the socials, a humble vaudevillian vagabond spreading chaos and shenanigans wherever I go. By daylight, I am a polymath, a artist, an entertainer, and etc. Insert what it is, I've probably hyperfixated on it at some point in time. By night, you can usually find me somewhere on the Twitch universe, typically on my channel at twitch.tv/discountbarb, where I do variety content. If I'm not there, I'll be on awesome channels like this one doing wonderful TTRPG content. I'm also on TikTok these days doing all sorts of fun stuff there. So yeah, I'm always bouncing around everywhere doing something. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Let's pass it right along.
All right, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the LizzieLD. This is my home base, so you can find me here on alternating Tuesdays, and otherwise follow me to see where else I might pop up. Over to you, Jay.
Oh, it's on me. What could it be? Well, if you did know me, now you do. But just in case, it's Jaden King. I'm on all social media. It's Jaden King, doing all kinds of things, like being invited to a castle because I am a king, and I think that's all they did. They saw my name and was like, oh, obviously. And so I have my own table at D&D Night Castle. We're going to have an amazing vacation experience coming this July, where I'm also going to be with a bunch of other awesome people doing amazing events, and it is truly a vacation experience. I went last year with my partner, Beth the Bard. So trust and believe it is an amazing experience. Her table already sold out because she's awesome. I got to give a shout out to my partner on that. I'm all over the place doing all kinds of things, but I guess the most recent thing is Beth the Bard has been working adamantly on this website, TTRPG University, where we have been working on adamantly doing all of the knowledge we have gathered across TTRPG supplements, experience, GMing, and so much more to create an all-in-one resource for all kinds of things to help you become a better player, a better game master, and even up it up to becoming a professional game master. We've got blog posts, courses, so many things. She's been working tirelessly on this, and I've been able to contribute part of that. Possibly my favorite part is ttrpguniversity.com/GM quiz, where we have taken all the information and all of our research of all the things we've ever done, and has a quiz that when you finish it, you get to find out what kind of GM you are based on a very distinct personality breakdown that we have taken months of research and days of writing to reform. So check that out, especially that part, the GM quiz, to find out your GM archetype. And if you do that, go ahead and post it on Twitter or social media or Discords and just at me and tag me in it and Beth the Bard so we can share who we are. When you complete it, I am an enthusiast because obviously that's who I am. So check that out. It's going to be amazing. And I didn't start a love triangle. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm so
I'm
here
still
for
in
it.
shock.
I feel like
I'm
we're
still
in
in shock about this.
This is like a pentagon at this point.
No, we're going full dodecahedron.
I think
At the end, by the end of this campaign, we will all be in love. Except, there's going to be a clear break. Other than that,
Renee's face.
Oh, that's a different kind of love.
Oh my god.
yeah,
No.
it's going to be a very complex network of
I love it.
partnerships.
Wait, polyhedral? Wait, hold on.
There you go.
We're going to be a whole community. That's all that matters.
A community of lovers.
Oh my gosh. Well,
And Eden's just going to be like, I don't know why everyone keeps going and spending so much time throwing clothes. It feels really silly that that's what they're doing.
I was waiting for the return of clapping cheeks, but we didn't get there, and I'm kind of.
I couldn't.
Are you
I
supposed
almost
to
said
throw
it.
it at a target, or like I don't understand how this works. It's like
I
is there
feel
something
like-
you're aiming for.
I feel like I would have broken, and I was trying to not do that, so I did not bring that up.
Kudos to you for not doing that. That's.
Yeah.
Or we'll try and not make it so you're a third wheel the whole time.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Poor Art.
Oh no.
He's gonna be oblivious the whole time. He's not even gonna understand.
And on that note, friends, thank you guys for joining us. As always, happy adventures, especially during these trying times. Stay safe, friends, and adventure awaits. Bye all.